Mini Mike. I've never heard that, but that's the origin of Cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
Deep in here now. Now
It's
deep.
incredible. I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And applying the recovery out there.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on Get in the Herd. Jesse, what are you doing on your phone?
Where's the other intro?
Oh, that's
There was another intro. That's why Raymond, he tricked me. He said, you know what? That's cool. We ain't going to put it on there. We're live. We're here. Well, thank you for covering that. Welcome to the Get in the Herd, McShin Foundation Get in the Herd podcast. Welcome. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. First to the Farley Center. Farley Center is a treatment center located in Williamsburg, Virginia. You can reach them by giving Kelly Eason a call. Her number is 804-638-7329. Reach out to Kelly Eason from the Farley Center. They are a treatment center located in Williamsburg, Virginia. We actually have an alumni here with us, but we're not here to talk too much about the Farley Center, but we're going to talk about him. But reach out to Kelly Eason if you are looking for some treatment. They accept all insurances, all commercial insurances. So give her a call. And then I want to give a shout out to the Seed Institute. The Seed Institute, which is owned by Michael Edwards. They are pretty much a training operation. They do a lot of trainings throughout the Richmond area. If you are interested in getting some type of training, or if you're interested, I think they help out businesses, help start businesses. So give them a call, Michael Edwards, 804-939-0541. And then our newest sponsor, we'd like to shout out the Rooted Hair Studio. It's a hair studio is located in Prince George, Virginia. Give them a call, 804-919-3851. Rooted Hair Studios. Their numbers at the bottom. They have an email at the bottom. Rooted Hair Studio, 804-919-3851. They're great hair salon. We had the owner, her sister, used to work here. She no longer works here. When she didn't work here, she worked at sorry. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really good. All right, so all right. All right, so Rooted Hair Studio. I don't have the name of the owner, but they're great. They actually gave a great discount. I was getting ready to get my daughter wants highlights, and that was the place she's going. Rooted Hair Studios. One more time, show them up there for me. They sponsored us. We have 3 wonderful sponsors of this podcast. Can you put that up there one more time for me, Steve? Rooted Hair Studios. Rooted Hair Studios. I know it's distracting with that little voice behind you. I don't know what she's doing. Rooted Hair Studios, and give them a call. They're located in Prince George, Virginia, or you can email them, 804-919-3851. Thank you very much to our sponsors. All right, so we're going to get into what we got going on today. So we were going to title this, How to Get Your Friend Mad.
That's absolutely what we're titling it. That's absolutely what the title is.
How to get your friend mad, or how to make your team mad at you. One or the other, because the team stays mad at me very often around here.
I'm never mad at you.
I hardly think about you at all.
That's great. Well, that's good, Raymond. That's good. You know what? That's got like that.
Jesse's got a little ego thing going.
I know. Wow.
Everything's
Look
about Jesse.
Self-centeredness on
It's
Spotlight.
the core of our spiritual.
This is really turning on me very quickly here. This is good. Okay, I should have kept my mouth shut. Well, thank you for joining us, Travis, the co-host over here. I felt like we haven't had a chance to get Raymond on here, and I love Raymond. He's got a very good a plethora of information. And what I mean is, like, I don't know, what was your major in college?
First time around, it was cinematography. Second time around, it was
Communications, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been.
I can see that.
Yeah, Raymond's actually developing a training. We're still working on that, right? It's one of the goals.
Yep.
That Raymond had talked about.
Communication training.
Yeah,
It's a
communication
vast
training.
lexicon too. What was the word again? Contrarian.
Contrarian.
You are sadomasochistic contrarian. What was that? How
Wait a minute. Hold
I'm a
on.
little lost now. What was all this?
No. This is from my fire presentation at community
Last
night.
night.
It was fire.
Okay.
Flames of fire.
Yeah, he
I
said
was
that before he
inspired
started.
by Travis yesterday.
Thank you.
Because
Very inspirational.
Travis has a voice that just carries. It permeates solid surfaces like
Especially
radiation.
when I'm singing.
It's just like yesterday he's yelling. I had a talk with him yesterday about keeping it down a little. So I go into community. I find I'm going to be hosting it last night, and I was just like, you know what, I can't beat this one, so I'm just going to join them.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's just get loud. Let's get rowdy. Let's get everybody.
Let's get
pumped up.
amped.
Let's get amped.
Motivated, as
And
we
that's what
call
you
it
did?
here.
Yeah.
That's what you. What the heck is going on back there? Like, what are we doing? What are
Don't
we
worry
doing?
about it
What-
over there.
What
Stay
is going on,
focused.
Monique? What is doing? Steve, please help us. Tell me. Can you walk over here for a second, please? Can I get you over here for a second? I need the whole
I'll
world to
explain
see
what's going
this.
on right now. Monique
what-
is filming behind
what-
the scenes.
what is happening here?
Is a podcast within. I'm truly having a meta moment.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
rock
I
on.
just
There it is
don't
again.
know what's
I'm
going
fine.
on. What do
Right
we
now.
have here, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen out here looking. I have somebody walking around with a little microphone.
Film and
in their hand.
narrate. That's how interesting our life is. It's like the Truman Show, but on like a micro scale. It's just limited to this office right here.
this is what's going on around here. All right, we got a little microphone. Monique and her little microphone.
We're expanding our platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
This, you know what? This is what happens. See, now that we got 3 sponsors, we're going to be able to upgrade a little bit. We got 3 sponsors. We can go from that little mic to a big mic.
All right.
Yeah. Our viewership's going up already.
Yes.
Yeah, and if
Good stuff,
if your
good
name
stuff.
is Big Mike, please text us and let us know so we can say hello to you.
We got little Mike behind us.
Yeah. So I actually used to be co-host of this podcast before Travis came on board. So I'm still feeling a little salty about that, but it's
Feeling
all
a little
good.
salty?
A little salty.
You're
Just
still part of the team.
just to like beef jerky salty.
Uh-oh.
So-
How to make your friend mad.
So-
Replace him on the podcast.
This is my ego again. I just want to say I don't know who the hell made him co-host. I mean, he's done without me.
Just
So that was somebody that just did that without asking. That happens around here.
Yeah, that
But-
does,
But I'm glad that you're here, and maybe we can have. Travis isn't really like the co-host. He's like
The host.
he's
comic relief.
No ego.
yeah. He's like every now and then he comes on here. So we were talking.
Like every day.
Yeah, we were talking down in the office. So the goal
Am I in the
moving
Twilight
forward.
Zone right now?
The goal moving forward is that Travis won't be on here every time we do this, Raymond.
That's never going to happen.
Look at how red
How to
he's
make your friend
turning.
mad.
He's
Look-
getting
look at
mad.
him.
You're not even mad because
That's
I know this is a punk
That's the
face.
that's the topic
You
of
are
this.
literally
How do
changing
I make-
colors right
How,
now.
how do I make? And
I
Raymond
got high
said.
blood pressure.
Raymond said, "I don't even think about you. How do I make the team mad?
Nobody
How,
thinks
what
about
can
it.
I make?
I'm thinking about you.
You
Right
be
now.
yeah. when oh, some cuss
Kind of like a
words.
Saul situation. Want to play a game, Jesse? That's what I'm thinking. Right?
Listen, y'all don't get on here talking about how amazing Travis is. Listen, Steve, if you see those come up, don't share them. All
That's right, Ryan.
we're not
Love you,
sharing
Ryan
them.
Greer. You're a very intellectual, smart, spiritual guy, Ryan Greer. You put that right back up there. You show that,
Yes.
Steve. You take the mouse off of it, Steve. How to make your friend mad? Don't move that mouse again.
All right. So look, we wanted since Travis did have a topic, but I already know what he was doing because I seen what he was doing and I was mad. I didn't tell y'all, but I seen what he was doing and I wanted to just call him and say, stop doing that. You're enabling and you're not helping. But I'm just gonna leave it alone. We'll talk about that on another time, another level. Because
Oh,
I know
no.
exactly what you were doing.
That
I
was
seen it.
amazingly passive
I seen it.
aggressive. I love
Yeah,
Yeah, it
was.
was. So
Can anybody be an uncle around here?
No.
All parenting duties fall on you, I guess.
no. When you become, let me
I'm
tell you.
not saying I'm trying to have your damn back.
All right, let me
It worked.
let me-
You got him mad.
So when
And I
you
wasn't enabling him. I was giving this probably the same advice as you because it said I sounded like my dad. So now this is another way to make your friend bad. You know what I mean?
Travis-
Speculation,
Travis
assumption.
okay.
Assumption will make your friend mad
Can I-
because you know what assumption.
Hey,
can't even say
can
the damn word.
Can
I'm
I
so mad.
talk? Can I talk in the microphone?
All right, go ahead.
Sooner or later, your job, your job, like your commitment here is, that's when you gotta. Hey, look, I'm in the middle of a commitment. My world cannot revolve around you right now. I'm sorry. We'll have to
And they got
talk
kicked
later.
out of the car and I ran up here. Hence the out of breath.
As soon as you seen,
seven flights of stairs here. Just if the viewers don't know, there's 7 flights
All
of
right,
stairs and
all
they're
right,
very
so-
steep.
But what I was saying is before that, Travis did have a topic, but since he was busy being a good uncle, is what he said he was doing.
I can
It's
work with
great.
whatever
Eh, eh,
topic.
being a good uncle. We decided to do a little pump fake, and back up and punt. and get Raymond on here. And this was the topic. So we're going to talk about. See, Raymond has been to a wide variety of places, and I'm pretty sure you have too. Well, have you traveled around?
I'm
Nah,
traveled.
he's been Hopewell and
Yeah,
Virginia
Petersburg.
Beach. Petersburg.
Beach.
Now, have you ever been to New York?
Yes, I've been in New York. I lived in Bayonne,
So-
New Jersey, working.
Stop!
right?
Stop!
Yeah, I
stop!
worked at the
You
shipyard.
worked there. You didn't
Yeah,
live
but we
there.
lived there for 6 months.
Oh,
That's
you
living there.
worked there.
Excuse
That's
me,
living
sir.
there. We used to
New
go across the
Jersey is
bridge.
not New York.
I mean, you could see
All
the
right.
Statue of Liberty. You went across the Manhattan, blah blah blah. Been to Penn Station, Brooklyn.
Get a little closer to the mic, why don't you?
I'm pissed.
yeah, you're gonna swallow that
Nobody
thing.
tells me where I've traveled.
Yelling in the mic. All right. So you've been to New York. I've never. I mean, I went to New York like airport. You know, getting off on the airport. And a
JFK?
bus. Yeah,
LaGuardia.
until
Been
me
there
and
too.
me and the family went to visit her family over in New Jersey. We decided to do a day trip to.
Hold on,
New York
didn't you go
City.
to the top of the
Yeah, we did a day trip
for
there.
like your birthday? Your
Well,
birthday's,
no, it wasn't my birthday.
Valentine's Day.
It wasn't my birthday. I don't
That
think.
wasn't you.
No, we went there. It was me, Kelly, Amaya, the family. And so we went to New York City. So what part of New York did you live in, Raymond?
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn.
You were born there?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah. I
Mhm.
lived there for first 18 years of my life, and then I went off to Southwest Ohio, at a small little college called Antioch, where I studied
What the
cinematography.
heck made you want to go to Ohio?
Well, you know, the same reason why anybody wants to leave where they're originally from. I was like, I'm going to strike out on my own. I'm 18
like my
years old.
parents. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting out of here. I want to go try something new. You know?
Okay.
So the thing about growing up in New York, from my perspective, is that all my friends, we all took it for granted while we were there. You know, you have everything available to you. It's kind of a fortress in and of itself. And leaving was the only way that I could get away. You know, do my own thing. Otherwise, I was always going to be surrounded by family.
Now, let me
what-
ask you something. Coming from Brooklyn, did y'all used to beef with Harlem a lot?
I have no idea what.
He never even stepped foot in Harlem.
No, I've been to Harlem. Yeah, but beef with Harlem.
yeah, beefing with them like the people from there.
What
Yeah,
part?
could
of
you
Brook-
imagine me
is
like beefing
beefing?
with anybody? Like, come on. I mean, geez.
So in Brooklyn, explain to me, maybe not the viewers out there, but to me. Now I've been to New York, and you know I've heard the boroughs explained, but like you know, so Brooklyn's a city in itself, right?
Mhm.
All right, and then there's different neighborhoods and different parts of Brooklyn, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Fort Greene, and I grew up in Greenpoint, which is the northernmost part of Brooklyn, which is
Okay.
right by the Long Island City.
Because you know, like most people out there, because New York's such a a glamorized state and city and all that, they hear Brooklyn, they're like, oh man, this dude's a thug, or you know, it's rough neighborhood. they put like that with that, like, you know. So is all of Brooklyn like that, or is there nice neighborhoods? There's
I don't
hood-
actually think any of Brooklyn is like that. Like most of Brooklyn is pretty nice. You know.
Okay.
I grew up right on the water, like right across the East River from the United Nations.
They still
So
call that water.
it is water. Yeah,
it's-
I fell into it once. I didn't die.
Is that where they dump their waste at, or is that New Jersey?
No, that's Jersey. It's Bayonne, actually.
But yeah, well, yeah, that's where they trad, but the water travels by water.
Yeah, to that water. So
No
all right.
offense to New York.
Yeah, yes. No,
We love y'all. How was the rave scene there growing up? Was that your time?
Rave scene.
Yeah, like
well,
the
you know,
rave
I was
scene, the
born
glow
in
sticks.
like the 1920s. So
Yeah.
whoa.
I was a little bit before the rave scene.
Yeah, definitely rave scene was not his. Your scene was more like the 80s, right? Like
Yeah,
80s?
yeah.
Was that when you were a
did you
teenager?
ever what, the glam rock scene?
Man, yeah, I went to the Meadowlands when I was a teenager.
New
and
York
saw
Dolls, anything like that?
Rat, CBGBs.
CBGBs was still going on? No, whoa, now I'm a fan of yours. You've been to CBGBs during the punk era?
I've been CBGBs a lot.
I'm
And name
lo-
off
I'm
some
lo-
of the bands you caught.
I'm
caught
lost,
there.
Steve.
Yeah, you are.
So my friends and I, we used
definitely
to
admit it.
cut out a class early on Fridays because they would have Friday punk
Yeah.
punk and ska over at CBGB.
So you like Green Day?
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, sure.
that's his
I mean,
idea of
if
punk.
you
That's
consider that
Jesse's
punk,
idea of
yeah.
punk, yeah.
That's a theme.
You could have called anybody around.
So,
What,
yeah,
around what year's era was this? Now my interest is peaked. Like CBGB's is in what part of New York?
It's in the East New York.
East
so
New York. Yeah,
like,
I got you. I know.
lower-
Just for the
lower
viewers.
Manhattan.
Raymond, can you explain to me what CBG is?
So-
CBGB.
Let Raymond do it. I want to hear Raymond talk.
yeah, go ahead.
Because
Raymond.
he's technically on here. You were kind of late, so I just want to hear
Yeah.
Raymond talk.
I'm very knowledgeable about this place. I love it.
So CBGB's used to be an old bluegrass bar and concert venue in Lower New York, like on the east side. and
Real
Like-
dump.
yeah, real dump. And in like in the late 70s, it was the only venue that would allow like the Ramones and Blondie and the Police to play there, and so it became sort of like this punk rock oasis right in the middle of downtown New York City. And
Okay.
yeah, I used to
So
go there. all the
anybody
time.
who was
So let me
anybody in
ask
the
you a
punk
question.
scene would go there. But
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So you been there?
Yeah. Well, now it's a museum, and so yeah, I
What-
did.
yeah, no,
It's
did-
a museum.
Yeah, they like kind of they
Hold on,
closed
hold
it
on.
down to punk venues. I mean, they probably open it up as like for like special shows or whatever. But now it's kind of like the CBGB's like.
You know,
museum.
I'm asking Travis. Did you go there to watch a show?
Oh God, I wish.
So you never been there?
I've seen video, but yeah, I've been there. So when you say I've never been there,
Well,
And
I mean,
that's false,
when
but
you were
haven't-
work,
did
when
I
you were
see-
living in New Jersey.
oh
when
no,
you
it
were-
was way past that time. Oh, the punk bands we're talking about is way past that.
All right. So
But that
so you
being
wouldn't
said-
be the one that really ask about it. It would be this guy.
Yeah,
over
but
here.
I can co-sign
So-
anything he says and verify.
Yeah, I am certainly not the benchmark of cool that you're looking for here. I was
don't know,
pretty
he's
straight
cool
edge.
enough.
I was a pretty straight edge guy when I was growing up.
Yeah. Well, so let's get to that. So when
Yeah.
did you take that left turn and start using?
It was around 3 years ago, exactly. And-
3
Wow.
years ago.
Yeah,
So like your whole up until then, you weren't really. Did you drink?
no, not really, because I'm epileptic. I can't drink. It was,
When did you find out you were epileptic? When did
I
that
found that out when I was in late teens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would you have like a seizure in high school? What something sparked something?
I
happened?
don't exactly remember what it was, but I've been having like sort of drop attacks my whole life, and it was around like my late teens that I found
That's
out.
One of
I
my
had to be-
biggest fears with you is like one day you're gonna be in my office and then like, bam, I'm like panic mode.
Will strobe
Well-
lights affect this?
No, but you know what?
You put you
If
on your side. What is like the things you put you
I've
on your
already
side?
I've already prepared for this, right? So just don't Narcan. Well, you can Narcan me, right? It's
Just-
not
it
going to make
doesn't
a
hurt you,
difference.
yeah.
It's not going to hurt me.
What do you
Yeah.
do? Hit you
What
with
do
the
you do? Just
EpiPen
put
or
you,
something?
put you on
No.
your side, hold your tongue,
Just leave
Hold
me
his
be-
tongue.
you go.
Just do not.
Isn't-
So we were talking about this earlier.
spoon on your tongue.
Chris Schaefer and I, we did the Loxone training over at St. Joseph's Villa. Never stick your fingers in somebody else's mouth. 'cause you're-
Ever, even if they're
To
not
bite it
having a
off.
seizure,
I heard you
just
stick a
don't do it.
spoon. I heard
It's
you
bad
stick. I heard you
practice.
stick a spoon in there, and you're supposed to hold your tongue. so you don't choke on it.
No, because I'll chip off all my teeth on that spoon if I'm
Yeah,
having
So
metal
you won't
spoon
choke
and-
on your tongue. That's kind of like
Punch
a
it in the
Nobody really chokes
chokes
on their tongue. Yeah.
Right, okay, I heard that about seizures. So
Hey
No.
Raymond, are you hearing what I'm hearing? I think we need to have a training on this thing because epilepsy is like a common. Is it common?
It's not that
Man,
common.
you are.
I've come across it here.
So loud.
Yeah, you really
You are loud.
You're not going to make me mad right now.
and if you were in my office,
do y'all not agree with me? Is he not loud?
I think I'm
Is he
perfect
loud?
tone.
He's very loud.
yeah,
He's loud.
You're welcome. All right, go ahead.
it's
Continue.
loud like a New
Remember the-
Yorker.
I actually came across that epileptic here. And
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I'm right here.
No,
Right.
no, beside you, like a second one.
You-
There's
Oh.
more of you out there in the wild. And he was like, he like would fall out right here in the parking lot in 2019.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we turn him on his side and
Stick
you
a
know,
spoon in his
stick a
mouth.
spoon in his mouth. I use my shoe.
do,
And bite on this.
Raymond, you don't have kids, but
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I honestly, there's no
That's not a
way.
joke at this table.
There's not. But there's no way I could have children. No, it's out of the cards.
it's out of the cars for
Yeah.
you. So Steve, do you have kids?
I do have one.
Okay, and Monique doesn't have kids. Monique's still back there doing her thing, everybody. But so Steve, you probably are familiar with this. I had this talk with Travis. So when my daughter right now, she's in kindergarten, and in daycare, kindergarten, first grade, they usually have this thing they tell the kids, they're like, look, you need to make sure to use your inside voice. Like, so when you're inside,
do.
when you're
Yes,
inside
they
the
do.
school, you got to use your inside voice.
I like where you're
And so-
going with this.
Yeah, so I was talking to Travis the other day. I was like, look, I try to use your inside voice sometimes. And he was like, well, how do I do that?
I don't remember this conversation at all.
This is part of the problem, right?
Particularly when there's a microphone in my hand or a bullhorn.
Well, it's like you are a bullhorn.
Thank you.
You know who's,
Not gonna make me
that's the goal here. You know, else is like this. Your mom, and
I
your
love her.
mom is the one.
What a great lady.
She is.
Love you, mom. You had a great kid.
Does she
A
ever
genius.
does she ever tune in?
Probably not. I mean, she might be one of the. We went down one. Could be one
That
of
was her.
That was her.
She said they're getting ready to talk about me.
That's it. I'm out of here. He's not going to pin this on
Very
me.
self-conscious lady.
She's loud too. But anyways, all right. So inside voice. All right. So So 3 years ago is when you took that left turn, man.
Yeah, I was stuck at home with COVID, and I just decided to check out of reality for a little while, and it didn't last long, but it was enough for me. So, that's how I found myself at Farley.
Farley Center.
Oh, you
Thank
worked
you.
at the Farley Center.
Shout out to the Farley Center. Thank you.
Great
Well, he
services.
didn't.
I
He
didn't.
went
I
there. He
didn't
didn't
work
work there.
at
He
the
went
Farley
there.
Center.
Oh, you went there?
Yeah.
Did they have great services?
It was amazing.
This is a commercial.
Yeah, they're one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a sponsor?
I
Because I
got a
tell you what,
sponsor,
you
and a
you, you
homebrew.
really you really want to stay in the co-host role.
I got a sponsor right now. Raymond, you got $20.
No.
The Randolph
So-
Meeting Yellow Jackets.
So look, let's I know I want to get into some solution. Everybody out there,
We are.
you
we're
probably
getting
are
there right
watching us and you're like, I don't even know why the hell they're laughing at this.
I don't
stuff.
even know why I'm on this.
Yes.
Honestly, I was just walking down the hall, and next
He's
thing I
gonna,
know,
yeah. I told him to get out, and then I said, "Come back." I was like, "Raymond, you gotta get out of here." He's like, "All right, fine." I was like, "Wait, no, come back." So, we're here live. We always have a good time here, y'all. So those that are tuning in, it's a lot of inside jokes here. I know you're probably looking at us like, well, we don't even understand why Raymond doesn't have kids, and we don't understand.
it's because I'm a big queer. Actually, if my husband could conceive, he would have by now.
Is that acceptable? I can, because yeah, acceptable. Acceptable word. That's a tricky thing right there. Now there is a topic.
That's not what I meant for you to do
Oh.
right there, but it's all good. It's all good, Raymond. I was just saying, like, you don't know the inside jokes if you're
Oh,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah.
this. Like, we have.
Well, I'm letting
They're
letting our audience in.
In on
You
some of
wanted viewership. That's going to get
It's
it
gonna
for
get
you.
it.
There's
So-
always adoption.
So look, Travis,
Raymond.
to that, I asked Raymond, and I've asked some other people, what are some, what words can be considered derogatory, and queer is not a word that is considered derogatory anymore. I think a long time ago it was.
Yeah,
but
we took that one back.
yeah. So now it's
This
changed.
is great news.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you
so-
can't use it.
Oh, see,
Well-
that's what I hate about this.
Hold on. What do you mean? Now he just couldn't say, man, you're queer. Like he couldn't do that, but he can, say queer, like or you can't.
Yeah, no, I know Travis. I know where his heart's at.
Yeah.
Travis is okay. Why am I? That is so
Yes, we can
freaking
hear you.
creepy.
So do I have the card? Can I get the card?
Oh wow.
Can I have the card to say it?
Well,
no. I need a better understanding, Raymond.
It's like a
Tell me
hood
this-
card.
tell
It's
this
a word
again.
card.
No. I don't think it's like that. Is it?
no,
No?
it's not a word card.
Yeah, it's like you can just use it now, right?
Yeah, I mean, queer is
It's,
pretty.
it's in the
pretty,
dictionary.
It's
like-
common.
yeah.
Yeah, it's common. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
In
mean,
all contexts,
we
but
don't-
except for hateful.
we don't use the.
It's context.
Yeah, we don't use the F word.
Nobody around here
Yeah.
uses that.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
Yeah, it's so as long as you're not like using it in a hateful way, I think it's a regular, it's a normal word.
Yeah,
right?
it's considered part of the vernacular. now.
Don't you think
fine.
we should take all words back? I mean, we're giving a lot of people power by like,
Yeah.
I think we should take everything. back.
Yeah, there's nothing more comforting than
I know
a
that-
middle-aged white guy saying we need to take all the words
I know.
back.
I mean, wouldn't it be
Yeah.
nice though? I mean, I understand that perception. That's a very good point of view. But how much power
Uh-huh.
are we giving these words? We're giving these words a lot of power. Is this from like a
Yeah,
historical
but-
context
but
or
Tra-
things that have happened?
but
when we
Trav,
give
these-
words, what words have power?
But these words don't hurt you. Like,
Yeah,
it's other
not
people
a lot
that.
of words hurt me. I get called a
Yeah,
lot of words.
so it's easy for you to say that.
maybe it's because I'm a middle-aged white man. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's easy. It's easy for you to say that, but somebody else that the word does hurt them.
Negatively affect them.
Yeah. So I think that's what we got to keep in mind with this, because it's
Words
most
hurt.
important. I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I don't
That's-
want to either.
No,
no, I
my
don't.
big
I don't
thing.
want to either.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you do, but I'm just with me because I'm a white dude. I'm middle aged. I'm still kind of young. I don't know. He
Yeah,
might be
you keep
middle-aged.
telling yourself that.
Um,
All right.
But I don't want to. Are you on the mic?
yeah,
Yes,
she's
Look.
freaking me out. It's
Yes, I am. Not a middle aged, and she's over there saying, "I hear you." But what
what
I was-
happened to the podcast
what-
inside of a podcast?
Yeah.
This is actually a very interesting topic, man, because this is a commonplace.
It is, and it's
it's a
common. It happens here.
commonplace- Yeah,
With us,
yeah.
with what we work, like so, like there's
And-
so many things have changed. It with out in society, and it comes into the us in the recovery community. Because what we're taught, what I was taught in recovery is, we love that's one thing I was taught. One of the principles I was taught was love.
All right.
I'm gonna love everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're gay, you're black, you're white. You like God, you don't like God, you worship Allah. We just want to love everybody. We want to apply some type of love, and that really helped me. And so that's what I always keep up front. But in keeping that up front, sometimes I just don't. Sometimes there is, I don't want to say ignorance. Sometimes there's
or
just
a reversion to immaturity.
no,
right?
no, no.
Well,
I mean, no. With me, it's like I don't know. Like example of we had somebody that came into McShin, and they came in, and when they came in here, they identified as a man. right? They dressed like a man, identified as a man, and they were here for a couple weeks and they got very comfortable. They felt like they were comfortable and like, they knew that they could be who they were, and they came back, woke up one morning, came in, and they were dressed like a woman and was like, I would like to be referred to as they and them.
Mhm.
And so
Not a woman, not he, she.
no,
Both.
yeah,
That's
both.
confusing.
That's not both.
It gets
They
a-
and them is completely different.
What? Break this down for me,
No,
Well,
just for my
well,
edification.
yeah.
They,
I
them.
want
Hold
to
on,
break.
I'll-
I want to break it
yeah,
down.
go
I
ahead.
just want to finish what I
Right,
was
sorry,
saying.
Joe.
So when that happened, like for me, and I don't for anybody, I'm gonna speak for me. For me, it's not hard for me to accept it. I'm accepting of it, but sometimes I will make the mistake, because I had seen they one way, I'll make the mistake and refer back by saying he or him, so I'm saying this because these words that we're talking about, sometimes words come out and it's not purposefully there to hurt somebody. And so it's a learning thing that's happened for me. And I'm always very interested in trying to pick people's brains that represent people of those communities so they can help me
Mhm.
be better, right?
Mhm.
And that's kind of when we're talking about these words, because it's hard. And you were like, take the words back, and I get what you're saying. You're like, it's
well, I would be naive to think that words don't have power. Of course they do.
We give words power.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
give them power. And was that grammatically correct? Also, I gave they. What'd you say after that? I gave they. What would it have been them there? Yeah, I think you would have gave them there. In that particular thing you just said. See, this gets a little. This is tricky.
I have no idea what
But
you're even talking
I know
about.
exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Now this is a perfect spot for me to practice open-mindedness.
Right.
Okay, so like I'm trying to be very open-minded about this. So like Raymond, do you ever get confused with these things?
Do I?
Yeah, because you're a very open-minded person, particularly with this community. You're very close to it.
I'm sorry. What community are we talking about?
The LBGG,
the middle-aged white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are also
I
one of
have
those.
I have a lot of experience with the
You know
middle-aged
what?
white
That's a
person.
very good
community.
point.
He said
You
that
are
like he
middle-aged.
wasn't one of them.
Well-
You're one of us, Raymond.
The-
That's what I mean. He's got experience.
Welcome home.
well, it's funny that you should say that because I appear that way, right? Because I have very light skin, but I'm actually biracial. So, it's not a matter. It's a matter of what you perceive and what
technically
is.
we all are.
Well, here we go. All right. No, but look, you had asked the question about the pronouns, right? And look, I go by he, him. I'm pretty sure you do, and you do, right? So
What do you mean
that
pretty
makes it.
sure?
Well, I mean, I've never heard you refer to yourself in other ways, but
We're
if
sure.
you're
I
using,
like that. That was good.
if you're using,
different mask.
if you're-
Mhm.
all right,
This is what Raymond did.
That's
Raymond
good.
said, I'm pretty sure you do, Travis. I know you do, Jesse. That's
Nice,
good.
Raymond.
That's
right,
good.
but I don't know. You
Do-
could use
do you,
could
Travis?
use ZZM.
I like them.
Yeah.
Some days, but definitely, yeah. He.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll go with he.
He, him, right? So if I sat here and I called you she over and over and over again,
That's
right?
hot.
Yeah, she's Travis is doing good. She's a good girl, right? But that would
Kinda
that
liking
would
this.
that would eventually start to erode your self confidence.
Yeah, but what you said is over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And there's still a difference with like so
That goes back to the
So-
place he'd be coming
so
from.
like I've known Travis for the majority of my life, right?
hmm
If he woke up tomorrow and he's dressed like a woman and he said, hey, I want to be referred to as she and her, I would definitely be accepting of that and I would do it. What? Listen to me. Stop. It's not
that
it's-
easy. That easy?
I mean, I would have a talk with you. We would be talking.
Would it
But
be a
what-
talk?
But
I don't know. Should it be a talk?
what I'm
Bro.
saying is you're missing the point.
He's
What I'm
taking
saying-
this much too
I'm a
personal.
very
yeah.
open-minded person, but if Jesse wakes up and puts a dress on tomorrow,
Just you're gonna be questioning. it.
I'll still
But-
love you.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I'm
I'm saying.
gonna be like, what in the
Yeah, you're gonna be questioned because it's a very drastic change.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
hey,
it's-
can I cut in here for a second because this is
No.
starting to make me feel uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
All right, so like Travis, you are what you are. I am what I am. Jesse, you are what you are. It's for me to accept you guys and
Yeah.
and be supportive, you know, I don't care who wakes up tomorrow and wears a dress. Like wearing a dress and being a transvestite and being a transgendered person who uses different pronouns, those are two very separate things.
See,
But
now-
would it
hold on,
be
hold on,
hard
hold
to
on.
switch it? Because he
Let's-
said that a guy went to a girl, and you know what I mean. Then he had to change the pronouns.
Mm,
Yeah, we were just talking
No,
about.
let me finish because
Go ahead,
when
sorry,
you
Ray.
said it's making me feel uncomfortable now because
Okay.
you're applying that I'm
oh no
that's
no
not-
no no! I just
'cause- no I'm trying to get a point across and
Uh-huh.
like it
Go ahead.
keeps getting sidetracked,
All right,
right?
go ahead,
My
Justin.
point is, right, if Travis did this, and I don't know the symmetrics, the dynamics, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but if the next day he wakes up and he's saying, hey, I want to be referred to as she, her, it doesn't matter what he's wearing. That's not what I'm talking about. It's a change for me too.
Mhm.
Me personally, it's a change because he's my
Mhm.
friend. Like I've known him all his life
That's
and
good.
he's changing. So
Right.
no matter how anybody looks at it out there, it's still a change for me. I'm like, all right, this is a transition from, I don't want to hurt Travis's feelings.
Yeah.
Right. And that's all I'm saying. It can be difficult because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Right. That's not my goal. So like when you were saying if somebody constantly, Travis is he, and then every day you're coming up here and saying she,
Yeah,
that's not what I'm referring to.
No, but I'm just saying like that eventually erodes. Where I was going with that is, when it really comes down to personal pronouns, right? If we abide by what the person is saying, like that's saving lives there, right? And that's kind of part of our mission is to
Oh yeah,
save
we
lives.
agree with that.
So,
Totally.
hold
We
on,
were
let me
talking about a
finish, Travis.
change, a change.
So like if Travis decides that she wants to go by she her from now on, that's on me to abide by that, because I don't want Travis having enough eroded self-confidence where he might decide or she might decide to go out and harm themselves one day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know why you're saying.
Yeah,
Ray, I don't
we
get
agree
that.
with
Raymond,
that.
yeah, we agree
Yeah.
with
We
that.
agree with
completely. I'm
that.
saying.
Well, I'm saying that for the audience.
Oh,
though.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, for the audience, we're not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that is still like, so we're talking about using words. We're talking about words,
Yeah.
and like if you are used to using one word for somebody and then you have to change it, it's a change. So like I sometimes, because I was speaking about something that happened to me, that individual, when that happened with that individual, I love, absolutely love. I don't want to put Dave's name out there, because I'm not trying to put them on blast or anything.
Mhm.
But great relationship, taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Now I would go maybe 2 days and everything would be fine using the correct pronouns, and one day it would be a slip, right? They would help me, remind me. That's all I'm referring to is like it's not done purposely. For me, it's not like it's
Right.
not done purposely. I'm not trying to purposely, I'm making a conscious effort with my verbiage, and
Yeah.
I think that's from the most part, that's what I see now. There's still some people within the community, recovery community, because we're talking about here,
Yeah.
that don't want to make a conscious effort and that are very like closed minded and like I don't care if they go hurt them. Like what you're saying is like doing this is helping them to not want to hurt themselves, helping them be comfortable,
Right. Yeah.
and there's people out there that don't do that.
Oh,
right?
trust me, I know
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand. It's upsetting to me that somebody can say, be open-minded, honest, and willing, but I'm not going to change.
That-
Lives
yeah,
at all,
We
you know?
absolutely.
That's
have the
for
same-
you, not for me,
We
yeah.
absolutely have the same mission statement. I mean,
Yeah.
or else what are we doing here? But
Mhm.
if I were to say that I'm always perfect with the pronouns, I'd be a liar, because there's somebody very close to me that I love and I would do anything for, and I've known them one way and they're another way now. They're transitioning, and so like I'm very mindful. I don't want to turn them off, and I don't want to hurt it. I want to do anything I can to help them. But if I were to say that I don't slip sometimes and say he when it's really she, then I'd be lying. Now I've gotten better at it, but it definitely was a process where it comes so natural to you, Raymond.
It doesn't really come naturally to me at
Because
all.
you shared with
Yeah,
me,
so like when I was coming up through college, right? So I went to college in '89. I had a really good friend of mine. He's actually working at Microsoft for the last 25 years, but he wasn't always a he. And during that transition, this is like the early '90s. I didn't get it. I was still coming to terms with my own gay identity, and I didn't understand what it meant to transition,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I would misgender this person a lot. And it wasn't because it was done out of ignorance. Back then we didn't even have the word transgendered. It was there was no word for transitioning. It was just like transsexual. And that really didn't, it had very little to do with the person's sexual orientation. It had everything to do with their identity. And we were still figuring that out as a community. And I know a lot of gay people still who still won't accept it as being
it's
a
like
reality.
it's like within
So
I
it's
don't know,
even
proper-
a tribe within a tribe. Right?
So the
Well-
thing, yeah, of course it is, because sexuality and gender are two different things. I'm gay, and the person who you're talking about, I'm pretty sure that they would consider themselves straight now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's right. You're right on point.
Yeah.
So with this, like, one thing that this does, right? And we were I see you. Yeah, take that off.
Yeah,
right?
getting hot in here. Ain't it?
It is. I'm sweating over here.
This is
So we were talking earlier, right? Raymond, you had said to Travis, you're like, yeah, it's easy coming from a middle-aged white guy, right? When we're talking about words, and
I do
take-
love to pick on
take-
middle-aged white
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah. It just doesn't offend me.
Well, no, I want to say that because, like, what we're talking about here is, like, and you brought up a good point, Raymond, like people's like lives, like, and one thing about the LGBTQ plus, I think is LGBTQ plus, right? Community is, and especially with
Left out a couple
individuals that have transition, right? They have the highest suicide rate,
Yeah.
and it's like because of this, and that's scary when you develop, when you get close, and you have that relationship with somebody, because you don't want them, it's just the last thing that I want personally.
Yeah.
Right. And that helps me to, to be more understanding and accepting, and realize that everybody's not going to be like me.
Right.
It's like step work, man. You did step work before,
I
right?
have, yeah.
You're in the process of doing some step
Yeah.
work. Monique's done step work. Steve, I hope you're doing step work. You better get a sponsor if you don't have one, or get a mentor. And, like, we're open to all pathways. Sorry, but like with step work, right? I used to think I was very naive, because I had such this spiritual movement when I did step work with my sponsor, right? And if it wasn't done, so I would, like, interrogate people,
Mhm.
right? I'm like, hey, Raymond, how do you do your step work? What do you do? What do you and your sponsor do? And I would, like, interrogate people, and that would, like, that's when I would start judging them on their recovery, right? We did it a certain way. You and your sponsor do it a certain way. Travis and his sponsor do it a certain way. And it, just because you're doing it a different way doesn't mean that you're not recovering, right? And just because somebody's different than me doesn't mean that they're not a human. Doesn't mean that,
Right.
whatever. Doesn't mean that we can't get along. Whatever it is, and vice versa, right? And that's what I had to understand. That we're all different. We're all different. And that's the unique thing. That's what I love. Like, I love people that are unique, and not the carbon copy. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
But,
carbon copy. Man, this is so my third eye just opened. Now, because this is a situation that I was just dealing with. So, like, based off the information you just gave, it puts a little more weight onto it, because like when I came in, you said, like, I saw what you're doing, you're enabling it. But this is like a tricky situation where words were used that affected this person, like, deeply enough to be crying about it. Now, I know, like, sometimes we're too close to this situation now, and we know the person, like, very personally. So, like, are we coddling them or what? But based off the information you just gave to me, like, they could be affected differently by these words on a constant. And, like, I can tell that this person was hurt deeply. So of course I'm going to give them like a couple minutes of my time. And now just knowing that on top of it makes it a little more real of a situation. Like, so these are like tricky waters to navigate.
Yeah.
They definitely are. And Raymond, when you were talking about your friend growing up, I'm pretty sure it was tricky waters for you as well, right?
Well, I didn't have to live it, though.
Yeah.
So it was not as tricky for me as for the other person.
Yeah.
And that's a situation. I grew up looking into a mirror and liking what stared back at me, right? So I didn't have that sort of body dysmorphia, that gender dysmorphia, and I'm certainly no person to talk about trans issues, because I really think that should come from a trans person. But I'm certainly more empathetic to it now. When I was an angry young man, I was less likely to be.
Yeah, I agree. And this just went there. So
Yeah.
it wasn't our purpose to go there, but I feel like if you have I can't speak about what you said, like transitioning, but I can speak about my experience with somebody that has, right? I can, because if you have experience, just like, if you have experience mentoring or coaching somebody who pathway is different than yours, right? Then you might be able to speak about that to another coach to show them how to, maneuver through that situation coaching, right?
Yeah.
So like I don't like close off to having a conversation about that, right? I think it's important that we talk about that and how to deal with it, because that's the best way for us to learn. But the most important thing I've ever learned in situations like this is just to apply the principle of love. Right?
Mhm.
If you just keep love up front,
And humor.
Well, humor helps, but sometimes humor is a defense mechanism.
I always try
Right.
to make somebody laugh when they're crying.
See,
Yeah,
defense right
yeah,
there.
it's a defense mechanism, and sometimes people won't take you seriously.
No, I'm talking
you
about
know.
when somebody's crying, you try to cheer them up.
Yeah,
Mm.
It
yeah.
just worked.
Um,
Raymond, you are actually sweating right now.
I am. It's
Is this
hot in here.
conversation got on.
I'm also wearing a tie.
but with what you were talking about, though, and I actually, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah,
Let's go because
it could be anything.
Well, no, it's
it just gave me a
because-
perception on it that I gave it a little more weight, but it could have been anything.
Well, no. I think because it's like actually let's keep going somewhere else because it's more it goes into like I'm seeing my character. I'm seeing what I did here. Like I just got mad about something, right? I got mad because the individual that you're referring to, I can see where my defects of character are. Like I got a lot of work I got to do.
They
on
hurt
myself.
when they get pointed out, don't they?
Well,
nobody's pointing
tears,
out. I'm just
No, I'm
tears
saying
coming.
even when you point it out to yourself, that's
Well,
when
it's
they hurt
just-
the word.
It's just awareness, right? It's awareness that I
How to
got.
make your friend mad.
I got it's awareness that like I may be jealous or like so this individual you're talking about came to talk to me, right? And I'm trying to have a conversation and all they did was just storm out and slam the door and all I was doing was just listening, right? And it was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to cry. And, and just storm out, slam the door open. And then I go to walk up here and I see them just chilling with you. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the defect.
All
It's
right.
like, dang, what the heck? That kind of thing, right? So that's my stuff, right? But you helped me to realize that, and what got me there, viewers, right, with all of this, because we're on a subject that some people out there might be thinking, what does this got to do with me staying clean, right? I wouldn't be able to be aware of this if I didn't sit down with a sponsor and do some step work, right? That helped with some self-awareness, right? And we were talking, Raymond, to you earlier about when you took that left turn 3 years ago,
Mhm.
and it's just so late in the game. Like, what brought you to
I mean,
recovery?
it's common. I mean,
yeah, it's not
saw-
uncommon. It's just
yeah.
late. Yeah,
I found myself in a situation where I was like, man, do I really want to live like this? And the answer was no. And I did something about it.
yeah.
Cut and dry.
Yeah, pretty
It was
much.
that easy for you.
I wouldn't say it was easy.
Yeah.
But it was a decision that I made, and I actually made it up in DC. I was actually staying at the Capitol Hilton, and just
Bougie.
not it was kind of bougie, but I wasn't making good choices, right?
Mm.
So I came back to Richmond, and my husband helped set me up. And it's funny because like 80 days before me, I had helped get my husband into treatment. So
Oh, really? I didn't know that he was in
it became a
recovery.
two-way thing. Yeah.
How long have y'all been married?
We are 24 and a half years now.
Man, what's the secret?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just belligerence.
the communication major didn't say communication.
Well, no,
Steve, I know, right?
It's empathy, it's communication. Just
Either one of y'all know how to cook.
no. So that
Y'all
helps
go
keep
out
it
to eat a
together
lot?
too.
Y'all
Yeah,
have to
we
eat a
do.
lot. Well, there's
Yes.
that.
Steve, how long you been married?
Almost 23 years.
Well, damn, what's the
Jesus.
secret, Steve?
Belligerence.
Hold on. What's
There
the
you go.
Trav? What's the definition of this word now? They're using it. and I'm thinking it's something totally different, but it's a
That's being
secret, right?
totally belligerent.
Bel-
Never define a word with a word.
Belligerence is very I guess it's
always-
hostile.
That's what I always
It's
thought.
hostile
Yeah.
stubbornness.
Okay, I always
Yeah.
thought it was like man, somebody like cussing somebody out and just being like stumbling, being a
That's
belligerent.
belligerent too.
That is belligerent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how the marriage works.
No, I'm joking. I was kidding.
Kelly,
I
are
don't
you
know,
tuning into this? I get to come home and
Get
just
ready for
cuss
some
you out.
This is a public service announcement for Kelly Wysocki. Belligerence is the answer.
and it's coming. Thank you, Raymond
No,
and Steve.
no, communication and empathy definitely. Eating out helps because we don't cook each other's food and we don't burn it. So yeah, there's that. Just understanding. Everything, but everything, of course, comes down to communication. Two people can't properly communicate with one another. If they can't navigate a situation, then it's never gonna work out. Right. So if you're in recovery, you know what that how important communication is because you have that relationship with your mentor or your sponsor or your trusted advisor. Right. That's where it all comes down to. If I can't trust Jesse, then I'm not going to go to Jesse and spill my secrets, and talk to him about what's on my mind. So it's all communication helps to foster and build trust.
Yeah. And that's it's funny you said that because that's what we're talking about. That's all this is communication, right?
It's all
Like,
about
we're talking about words and
Yeah.
being respectful of somebody and not trying to hurt them. It's communication. And it's one thing I've learned about communication that one of the things I struggle with is just listening. Just listening. Sometimes I want to put communicating because like I always want to fix, right? That situation, they share with me what happened. I'm in fix mode. I want to fix. All right. Do you got insurance? We need to get you here. You need to do, and that's probably not what they wanted to hear from me. Right. I try to fix. And sometimes that's a communication piece. Like, listening, just being a listener, y'all ever seen that video? We play it in the PRS training a lot. It's the nail in the head. The video I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's in the video, right? Like when me and you just be sitting here and you got the nail in your head and you're trying to talk to me about your problem. And I'm like, look, man, just take the
nail out.
your
What's
damn
wrong
head.
with you?
Yeah. And like, that's not what I want. Right. And it took me a long time to realize that in conversations with people. But communication, that's good, man.
I think the biggest turnoff for me, and when I talk to a lot of people about it, it can be a thing, right? Because if you go to like a recovery meeting, and if I go to a recovery meeting when I was in early recovery, and sometimes I just needed to talk, right, and be heard, and then there always be like those 2 or 3 old timers who are like, "What you need to do is
sit down and shut up.
Sit down and
smart old guys."
And no, they're not.
old-timers.
They're not. They drove me off.
Didn't work
That's
for
the
you.
reason why I'm not in the 12-step
Actually,
program.
they're pretty smart because it landed you right into your pathway.
A
different one. It
No,
just wasn't for
no,
you.
no, it didn't.
Oh, you
what
don't
are you
have a
talking
pathway?
about? No, I do, but that's
you
not
did?
what put me in it.
Well, it drove you from one and
Look,
gave you to another.
This is belligerence right here. This is what it looks
This
like.
makes sense.
Well,
Common sense.
No, actually, when I was at the Farley Center, that's where I was. That's where I was introduced to Recovery Dharma. And I did 12 steps on the side, and I actually worked through the 12 steps twice with the sponsor, but it really just wasn't for me.
You were cheating on your pathway.
No.
It was Dharma first, and then you were on the side. You
No,
said on the side.
Hold on a second, man. I was never just one thing. Dharma's my
You
primary,
drew from
but
a
I'm
lot
also
of,
smart
sources.
recovery. I did, yeah. Cast a wide net.
Very smart.
So Raymond, for any viewers out there listening, what would you tell them? How does recovery work, babe? We are not belligerent. Oh, that's the nail on the head is what she's talking about. That's definitely us. Yes.
Hey, Kelly.
Anything. That's right. Chat. You want to say hi to Kelly too?
What's up, Kelly?
Kelly, Raymond, and Travis on here, doing their thing. Thank you for getting your wonderful place to sponsor us. Let's go back to what my thought process here with you, Raymond.
Mhm.
I want you to give, because we're getting ready to end. We've been on here for it's a really good topic, really good conversation. I appreciate you.
Felt a little heavy.
Yeah, it did get heavy. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate Raymond. Sharon and Travis, you too. When we talking about subjects like what we talked about can be touchy. Yeah, touchy. We just because I think everybody here. I know Raymond and I know you and I know me. We don't want to hurt anybody, right? And
I don't think I'm hurting anybody.
Yeah, no, I know you don't. No,
All
I
right.
mean,
don't want to.
but I remember how when you first started here, and sometimes every now and then you come in my office, you'd be like, man, I really think I was just a big asshole, man, and I did this, and I think I really and
there were a couple of times though I really was a big asshole.
Yeah.
I came out of the corporate world and it's very responsible. We're very responsible here, but we're not always the most efficient.
Yeah.
I had some coworkers that were just
I switched
chapping
to
my
Teams.
ass, son.
And then
I had to talk about it. Yeah.
you know, so we're it just goes to show, man. We're nobody's perfect, man. You know, and we humbly ask for
Humility.
guidance, you know, and
Goal of the week.
that's our goal of the week, man.
Mhm.
How can we as a team walk in humility? And I think one of the most important things is that we can be teachable, like we can be open and allow people to teach us and be respectful to what they're teaching us as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, what can you give somebody out there that's new to recovery? You know, any pointers, because Raymond, you have a very not different, not unique, but you have a
Choose your
pathway.
words wisely.
You have a pathway that's not commonly used, and
Yeah.
I love that, man. It's so important here, you know, because so many people, it's 12 step, 12 step, 12 step, 12 step, and like, you know, there's people that come in here and they just don't jive with it, and they need other people that, you know, jive with some of the other stuff, man. So what would be some suggestions, you know, to somebody new that you could, you know, give them, because we're getting ready to get off here.
Yeah.
You know, what would you give them? What would be some pointers?
So, you know, I guess recovery is what we want it to be, right? And depending on the individual, we you know, we get to choose our own pathway. We get to decide what that looks like. And I got some people who are on medically assisted treatment that's going to work for them. You know, the best way I've ever heard that said, you know, I'm going off on a little thing here, but you know, I quit smoking and I used nicotine to quit nicotine, right? So don't judge anybody because of it.
Gum,
Yeah, I got lozenges. I actually forgot them, which is probably why I'm
Yeah,
sweating
vaping.
too.
Detox.
Still do it?
Detox looks like.
So
Oh, you're not vaping anymore at all either.
no, I'm not. I
That's
got
what I
off of
meant.
everything. Yeah. So
You
I'm
got caught vaping
Straight
in your
edger
office.
you know, I owned up to that. I'm just going to say, don't hold it against me. I used to hit my vape sometimes in the office without thinking about it. Anyway, I'm going to answer this question.
Don't do it out there. Any
Don't
staff
do it.
listening.
Don't do it. Yeah. Yeah. So look, you get to choose your own pathway. You get to decide what works for you. Just, you know, sometimes the most helpful people can be the most unhelpful people. So don't let anybody else define what recovery is for you. Cast a wide net and figure out what works for you. Find your tribe and go with it. You know,
That's good.
the place where a person is at 6 days is not going to be where they are at 6 months or 6 years. We grow as people. It's you know, it's nonsense to think that one way is the only way and that's going to work for you forever. So keep your options open.
That's good stuff. Like I like that, Raymond. Cast that wide net and remember, man. You something good. You know, Travis, if you remember, I was talking to you about this. When we were chatting the other day about I was thinking you and Kelly when you were over the house and you were asking her some questions. What you said, Raymond, is, you know, somebody was 6 days and somebody was 6 months, you know, it's going to look differently.
Mhm.
You know, somebody with 6 months and somebody with 6 years is going to look differently. It doesn't mean that they're not doing some of the same stuff they did, but it's just going to look different. Like, you know, early on for me, I was going to a meeting every day.
Yeah.
You know, now coming up on 12 years clean, I don't go to a meeting every day. Do I still go to meetings? Yeah. You know, do I still have a sponsor? Yeah. Do I still do step work? Yeah. Was I doing it differently early on? Definitely. And that's kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What do you got, Travis?
I would
Any
like to do my
final-
parting words
Yeah.
last.
Well, you're not
You
going
want
to
to
be
do
able
yours
to.
first?
No, you're not going to be able to.
Pretty much the only thing I got out of this conversation. I mean, I got a lot. No, let me say that. Let me preface this. The main thing I got out of this conversation, it's been very helpful for me, and I think it'll be helpful for me in the future, is that Jesse's character defect is he's jealous of me. You heard that right?
Wait a minute.
Did you hear that?
So
Hold on.
well, it wasn't.
You heard it right?
No. It wasn't. It wasn't.
You're
it wasn't
jealous of
you.
me. Just when you're working on this program, your character defect, you have to take a look at it, is, let's say it all together, Jesse's jealous of me.
Actually, the only thing I got out of this is that you're a white guy who wants to reclaim all the words.
Oh, I want them all back.
Yeah.
All of the words.
I love words.
Well, let's get
I love jealousy. That's
middle
great.
age.
Middle-aged white guy.
Character defect, jealousy, Travis, and
Yeah.
one thing. Those are all
That's
the
all.
words
I feel like I feel like I need to.
Day.
I feel like I need to clarify
No.
that. but
Parting words.
I'm not
Parting
going
words.
to.
We're out
Fine,
of here. We're over
fine,
time. I love
fine.
you.
No, last thing I
I
want to
love
say.
that you're jealous of
Yeah,
me.
you're good. I'm not. I love you.
How to
man.
make your
So,
friend mad. I'm just going by the
yeah,
rules. bro.
Well, I love you, man, and I'm definitely
love
not
you
jealous
too.
of you. But I want to say this, and I love Raymond. Raymond has brought like a personality and you know, something to this team. You know, hard work. You know, caring, loving, and just the work ethic, man. So I'm glad you're on the team. You know?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to
And-
be
and
on
me
it
too.
too.
And you're like me, you know, when it comes to this team. Like, we didn't come through McShin, so
Mhm.
you know, you get a lot of pushback when you come onto the team.
Oh yeah.
You know, it happens a lot. Yep, Steve.
Steve knows.
You'll get and see, and I hear it all the time. You know, and I watch it and I see the staff do it. And y'all held tough through it, and you're still here. So I love that. That perseverance. The one thing I want to end with to anybody out there is if we said something, in our dialogue that might offend anybody out there, that was not our purpose at all.
Yeah.
We really were trying to have a healthy conversation. Travis and myself and Raymond, we all like to joke and play. Raymond's, he plays and jokes. We play and joke, and we did not mean that at all. If it came like that, I hope it didn't, because that was not something. We were really trying to have a good conversation about it, but sometimes we play. So if it came out that to anybody, forgive us. That was not our intentions. Our intentions are that we want to apply that principle love, and we want to learn from everybody out there. And then if you need any recovery services, give us a call. That's what we do here. Like, we're open to anybody. We don't care. We don't care who you are, what you did, any of that stuff. We want to help. That's our goal. So if you're looking for some services and you're suffering from the disease of addiction, which in the world of recovery services, it's called substance use disorder. Come on in, give us a call, reach out, stop by 804-249-1845. And you can deal with one of us. And if you don't like one of us, you got Monique, you got Steve, and you got about 15 other staff members out there. So, we're here to serve. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we